Today we're creating the Spy Indian trend for our April-May issue. We're shooting the opening shot to the feature and also the second accompanying shot. So I recently returned from a trip to India. We visited down south and then we worked our way up north. We visited Mumbai and then we started travelling around Rajasthan up north and then finally in Delhi. India definitely was an assault on the senses, as people say it is. But I think it's more of an excitement of the senses. There's the smells that are amazing. You walk through the spice bazaars and they just sort of hit you in the face. And then there's the colours and the textures and the patterns that just sort of make your eyes light up. And I think it's definitely more of an excitement on the senses. The Taj Mahal was probably one of the many highlights, but one of the best highlights that we visited. You see so many images of the Taj Mahal and you hear so many things about it. But once you walk through those gates and everything's so symmetrical, and then you walk out into this field and it's just sort of sitting there and it almost glows because it's this beautiful white marble. I definitely think the most powerful visual memory for me was just the colours, and I think the vibrancy of the colours, and I think the contrast. Everything in India that has sort of a film of whether it's dust or whether it's sort of a rusty patina to the buildings, but then you have these amazing textures and these amazing vibrant colours and patterns in the fabrics and the textiles, which just contrast so beautifully against that kind of neutral background. I think with the Indian trend and aesthetic, I think we're quite drawn to it. I think A, because it's so bold and they're not afraid to use these bold, crazy patterns. And I think we lack a little bit of that here, but I think we're getting more and more adventurous. And I think that's coming through by using textiles and accessories and throws and rugs to really kind of give a whole section of a space quite a lift. For people looking to create an Indian mood at home, I definitely would give them the advice that not to go too crazy. There's the idea, especially once you get back from a trip, you kind of come back and you have all these textiles and you almost want to create an Indian kind of Haveli at home. But I think you've got to balance that out with the pieces that you've also got at home. And I think using something like what we've done here on set with a neutral background and then overlaying that with textiles that are a bit more vibrant with the patterns, I think that's the way to go. Travel is definitely important to me in terms of gaining inspiration from the different cultures and the different countries that you visit. Next on the agenda for the travel itinerary, I guess, would be Mexico. It is so appealing, and I think there's so much going on there at the moment. I think similar to India is the colour and the vibrancy of the patterns and all those textures and the senses again. And I think that's definitely one of the next places on the list.